Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Is my voice is clear to all of you guys? Please confirm to me. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Please check it. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. No response. Guys, please check it. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Everybody, please respond for me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. All right, sir. And check it what we completed there in the last session. In the last class, just we understand. I think we are discussing about the differences between Java and others. That part we are discussing there. In the differences between Java and others, what content here we are discussing now. Tell me overall, how many differences we completed here? How many differences here we have seen so far? I think so. 3 differences we completed there. Can you tell me what are the 3 differences we completed? What are the 3 differences here we completed there? Then first one is what there? C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is what there? Dynamic programming language. Next one is C and C++, that means preprocessor is required in C and C++, but preprocessor is not required in Java. Third one is what there? Important difference. Third one is what there? C and C++ are platform dependent, whereas Java is what there? Platform independent. Right, sir. These are the points here we understood. Now today, maybe before moving on to the today's topic, no, let us observe carefully what we understood in the last class content here. C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages, but Java is what their platform independent programming language. Observe carefully. If any programming language allows its applications to perform compilation and execution on the same operating system, then the programming language is called platform dependent programming language. That is the basic definition for what there platform dependent programming language. Examples are what there C and C++. If we compile C and C++ applications in the Windows operating system, then the compiler will generate Windows represented .exe file. So that Windows represented .exe file will be executed on the same Windows operating system only. Not possible to execute on what their other operating systems. This is very clear-cut information there now. So because of that reason, executing C program or execution of the C program is depending on the operating system where we compiled our Java, our C program. So that's why this is what their platform dependent programming language. Right, some example I've given there. C program compiled on Windows operating system. .exe file we are getting. .exe file contains directly executable code and it is having the local operating system representations. Right, so this is Windows represented content. Now, for example, C engine initially is available on Linux operating system. Then what is the meaning of it now? C engine is able to execute only Linux represented executable code. But to execute our program there, we must change the operating system at runtime. That is what their Windows. Now, if we provide Windows operating system, C engine can understand only Windows represented code. We provided Windows represented .exe file, and C engine is also expecting the same Windows representations. So our program will be executed. Leave this. Next one is, what is platform independent programming language? If any programming language allows compilation on one operating system and execution on another operating system, then the programming language is called platform independent programming language. When we compile Java program on Windows operating system, compiler will generate what? Compiler will generate what? Dot class file. Please remember this. In C and C++, .exe. In the case of Java, dot class file. In Java, only two files. Dot Java, dot class. Dot Java before compilation. Dot class after compilation. Right, sir. When we compile Java program in Windows operating system, compiler will generate dot class files. Where a dot class files contains bytecode, it is not directly executable code, it is an intermediate code, and it is not having any operating system representations. In the above context, to execute neutral bytecode on any of the operating system, then the bytecode must have the same operating system representations. Executable mission contains one operating system. That representations must be available in the bytecode if you want to execute that bytecode on that respective operating system. Right, son. To convert neutral bytecode to the operating system representations, we have to use converters provided by Sun Microsystems. How Sun Microsystems has provided this converters here? No, answer is very clear. In the above context, Sun Microsystems has provided the required converters along with the execution in the form of what their JVM. Now observe carefully. All right, sir. In Java, the main purpose of JVM is what there? JVM is to translate program from bytecode to native code, and what next one can execute that native code can. Got my point or not? JVM in the sense translation plus execution. JVM work is what there? Translation plus execution. Because of this translation only, Java is becoming as what there? A platform independent programming language. Right, sir. Java is a platform independent programming language because of what there? JVMs only. But JVM is what? Platform dependent. Please remember this. Most of the people are not aware this point actually. Most of the people are thinking about it. JVM is also a platform independent. Why? Because the name Java Virtual Mission. People are thinking Java is a platform independent. That everybody knows about it. But JVM is platform dependent. People are not aware. But as per the convention, people are thinking JVM is also be what there? Platform independent. No. Java is a platform independent programming language, but JVM is what there? Platform dependent. Not only JVM, the complete Java software is what there? Platform dependent. Please remember the point here. Our program, by using Java, whatever the program we have written, that is independent of the operating systems. We can compile on one operating system. We can run that program in any number of the operating systems. Our program is independent of the operating system in the sense Java programming language. By using that only I prepared the program. So programming language is independent of the operating systems. But Java software is what their platform dependent. For example, I have a concept. I want to compile my Java program on one computer. I want to execute the same Java program in another computer. That means two computers are taken. But whether you are using same operating system or different operating system, that doesn't matter. But in both the computers, you must have Java software. For example, in my computer 1, Windows operating system. In computer 2, Linux operating system. I want to compile my program in Windows operating system. I want to execute the same program in Linux operating system. Then what I have to do? In my first computer, in my Windows operating system, I need to install Windows specific Java software. And my other mission, in my another Linux operating system, there I have to install what there? Linux based Java software. Then only we are able to get our outputs. Got it or not? Right, sir. This is a point here we understood. There were some diagrammatic representation are given there, some information here now. Then after that, immediately we have a discussion like what there? What are the differences between .exe file and a .class file? Primary information, basic information are given. What points here I gathered here? First one is like what there? .exe files exist in C and C++, whereas .class files exist in Java. .exe files contain directly executable code. .class files contains bytecode. It is not directly executable code. .exe file is platform dependent file. .class file is what there? Platform independent file. .exe file is able to provide less security. Dot class file is able to provide what there? More security. Right, sir. Now these are the differences here we can understand. After that, right, the fourth difference is like what there? Pointers are existed in C and C++, but pointers are not existed in Java. Right, sir. Now all of you observe carefully. So if you want to answer for this, if you want to understand this particular topic here, first we have to understand what is a pointer variable. What exactly the meaning of pointer variable? We have to understand it. 1 minute. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. What is a pointer variable first? What do you understand about this pointer variable? In C and C++, we have some awareness. In C and C++ already we have seen the pointer variables. Then what is this pointer variable? Simple definition I'm telling you, try to understand it clearly. Pointer is a variable. It is able to store address locations of the data structures. Data structures. Get my point or not? It is able to store address locations of the data structures. Where what are these data structures now? Where the data structures may be, where the data structures may be a variable. Variable is also be like what there? A data structure. Normal variable, comma, an array. Array is also a data structure, comma, a structure. In a C programming language, structures are available, right? A structure or maybe another pointer variable. Even this another pointer variable is also be what there? A data structure. Data structure is not any other one. A structure for the data. Anything which represents data. Anything which represents data is what there? Data structure. Anything which represents data is what there? Data structure. All right, sir. Now this is the meaning of like what there? A data structure. Observe carefully. Pointer is a variable. It is able to store address locations of the data structures, where the data structures may be a variable, an array, or a structure, or another pointer variable. That's it. Now let me show one diagrammatic representation. All of you observe carefully. For example, I want to declare a pointer variable here. Understand this clearly. Int a is equal to 10. We have taken. This is normal data. Int a is equal to 10. Okay, or else might be I want to take like what there 50. I have taken this. Int a is equal to 50. Next one is int star p, pointer variable, star p, in the sense what there? Pointer variable. P is equal to ampersand a. What is the meaning of this one? You know, ampersand a, address of a. That address of a we try to assign to what there? P variable. This is my declaration and initialization of the pointer variable. This is my C program. Understand it clearly. All right, sir. Now, everybody understand this clearly. All right, sir. Then, when we compile, only I'm telling there, when we compile this intersection, what will happen? What compiler will do there? Compiler will assign a variable. For a variable, compiler will assign 2 bytes of memory. In case of C and C++, integers will take how much memory there? 2 bytes of memory. Get my point or not? In the 2 bytes of memory, starting address location is available. What is the starting address location? Say for example 1010. Address location for this 2 bytes of memory is what there? 1010. Now here we are going to store the data. What data here we are storing there? A value is what there? 50. 50 will be stored here inside this. This is going to be happen when compiler process this particular intersection. Int a is equal to 50 in the sense 2 bytes of memory will be created for a variable. Starting address location is 1010 and the data is what there? 50. The data is what there? 50. That 50 data will be stored inside this particular one. Sir, got it or not? Next one, after that. Next one. When compiler encounter this instruction into star p, then immediately p variable is available. For this p variable, a block of memory will be created. How much memory will be created for pointer variable? No. How much memory is required to store address locations? No. That much of memory will be created. Sir, got my point or not? Okay. Next one is after that, when a compiler evaluates this particular one, first compiler will evaluate this. What is that one? Ampersand A. That is what their address location of A. What is that address location of 1010? That address location of A will be assigned to P variable or not? Then automatically P variable will have that address location like what there? 1010. Indirectly, what I am telling there, P variable is referring this address location in this way. P variable is referring this address location. That means this particular data in this way. This is going to be happen in the case of like what there, C and C++ when we declare and initialize pointer variable. This is happened internally. Yes, sir. All of you are getting clarity now? Now, I'm asking one more question to you. Now try to answer for it. Everybody, understand my point here? Observe carefully. Now here, my question is what? Here, I'm telling that point here, pointer is a variable, it able to store address locations of the data structures, where the data structures may be a variable, an array, or a struct, or another pointer variable. That's okay, fine. Next one is, as per the pointer's nature, pointers are recognized and initialized at the time of compilation. At the time of what there? Compilation. Pointers are recognized and initialized at the time of compilation. Right, sir. Understand clearly? This is the basic awareness of the pointers here. We understood. Basic declaration part. But here I have a question. What is my question here? Why pointer variables? Why pointer variables are not existed in Java? Internally, why pointer variables are existed in C and C++? The question is what there? Why pointer variables are existed in C and C++? Why pointer variables are not existed in Java? That question here we have to understand clearly. All right, sir. Now understand this clearly. Why pointer variables not existed in Java? There's a question now. Right, sir. Now here we have to give some answers clearly. Now try to understand these points now. Observe carefully. Why pointer variables are not existed in Java? Right. Observe carefully. Point number one. You know already in the diagrammatic representation I given, pointer variables are recognized and initialized at what time here? At compilation time or at runtime? Compilation time only. Who has allocated memory for this pointer variable? Compiler. When a compilation is performed there, this overall scenario is completed. Am I right or not? That means memory is allocated for pointer variables at what time there? At a compilation time. Memory is allocated for pointer variables at what time there? Compilation time. Got my point or not? All right, sir. Now understand this point clearly. All of you observe carefully. Pointer variables are having what their memory allocation at compilation time. Right. Now the point is what there? Pointer variables required static memory allocation. Pointer variables required what there? Static memory allocation. Am I right or not? At compilation time, memory is allocating for pointers in the sense which memory allocation is required? Static memory allocation is required. Pointer variables required static memory allocation. but Java is following dynamic memory allocation. Now tell me, because of this reason, are these pointers are suitable in Java? Are these pointers are available in Java? No. The point is very clear. Pointer variables require what memory allocation? No, static memory allocation. But Java is following what memory allocation? Dynamic memory allocation. Because of this reason, pointers are not available in Java. Because of this reason, pointers are available in C and C++. Why? Because C and C++ are following what their static memory allocation. Simple reasons only. The basic reasons only I'm telling you. Point number 2. On the basis of the same point, another direction here. Pointer variables are supported by static programming languages. You know already what is the meaning of the static programming language? The programming language which follows static memory allocation, that is what their static programming languages. So pointer variables are supported by static programming languages. But what is this Java? No, but Java is what there a dynamic programming language. Almost all first point and second point both are same, but only the direction I'm giving there. Pointers require static memory allocation. That's why which are supported by static programming languages. Java is following dynamic memory allocation. So Java is what there dynamic programming language. Okay, no problem there. Next one. Understand this, all of you know. Another point I'm telling there. Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages. Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages. But Java is what their platform independent programming language. But Java is what their platform independent programming language. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Listen carefully. This point I want to give more clarity. Try to understand it. All right, sir. Your complete attention is required. Then only you are able to understand this. Otherwise, you will not understand. I'll explain to you. Now try to understand it clearly. Java is platform independent programming language. What's the meaning of it now? We can compile Java program in one operating system. We can execute the same Java program in what their other operating systems without compilation again. Without recompilation, we can run the same .class file in multiple operating systems. That's the basic awareness on what their platform independent programming language. Understand only one point. Compilation is on one computer, execution is on what there another computer. Okay, fine. Listen carefully. For the next 5 minutes of time, assume it. Pointers are available in Java. Assume next 5 minutes of time for the sake of discussion, for the sake of proof. Assume pointers are available in Java. Okay, I declared a pointer variable in Java. Remember, pointers required static memory allocation. Okay, fine. Computer 1, where I prepared Java program. Inside this, I declared a pointer variable and I initialized the pointer variable. I compiled the program in computer 1. When I compile the program in computer 1, compiler can recognize pointer variable. Compiler can allocate memory for pointer variable. Compiler can assign that address value of that address value of the data to the pointer variable or not. So pointer variable is recognized and initialized at the time of compilation or not. Means that pointer variable is referring some address location or not. Let's assume it address location is 1010. Pointer variable is referring what there 1010 memory allocation, memory address no in the computer 1. That's okay. Up to that it's okay, no problem. Understand it now. As Java is a platform independent programming language, after compilation of the program in computer 1, I got .class file. I have taken this .class file through my pen drive. I'll go to some other computer where I paste the same .class file in another computer. Observe carefully. In the .class file, P1 pointer is available now. That P1 pointer is having which address location? 1010. In computer 1, 1010 location is available where data is existed here. So that the same P1 pointer variable is having the same address location 1010. Now I changed my computer now. in my another computer, I'm trying to execute the program. In the execution of this program, P1 pointer variable is again referring 1010 location or not? But understand the point, no. In computer 1010 location is available where data is existed, that's okay. But in computer 2, do you have any guarantee that 1010 address location is available where the data is available? Will you give any guarantee for 1010 location in another computer? No chances for it. No guarantee for it. Maybe, may not be. Chances are available or not? Maybe, may not be. Maybe chances are available that pointers are referring some address location which is not existed there at runtime, where unnecessary problems are coming or not. Yeah, because of this reason, pointers are not at all suitable in what programming languages? No, platform independent programming languages. Pointers are suitable in which programming languages? No, platform dependent programming languages only. I'll forget my point or not. So the point is what their pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages, but Java is what their platform independent programming language. Because of this reason, pointers are not available in Java. Right. So next point. Observe carefully. I'm telling this point here. Pointers is a bit confusion oriented feature. I'll give the clarity, don't worry. Pointers is a bit confusion oriented feature. But Java is a simple programming language. But Java is what there? A simple programming language. It will not allow the confusion oriented features. Java is a simple programming language. It will not allow confusion oriented features. Guys, observe carefully what I am telling you. Pointers are a bit of a confusion oriented feature. That's okay, fine. Observe carefully. How can I say pointers is a bit confusion oriented feature? No. How can you say this point here? Observe carefully. One direction as per our developer's view. When we learn first time C programming language, up to loops, up to all the concepts, or maybe arrays are okay, no problem. But when we come for these pointer variables, immediately sudden change in the terminology. A variable referring address location. People are not understanding what is that address location. People are not understanding the data and address location and all immediately. Definitely it's a bit confusion. That is at a basic level. That is in general. Generalization I'm telling you. But another reason is available. Actual reason is what there. Two types of pointers are available. Two types of pointers are available. What are the two types of pointers? No, single level pointer, multi-level pointer. How many types of pointers are available? Two types. Single level pointer, multi-level pointer. What is this single level pointer? No, pointer variable is referring data directly. That is single level pointer. Directly, pointer variable is referring what there? Data. That is single level pointer. But what is this multi-level pointer? No, one pointer is referring another pointer is referring some other pointer is referring what there? Some other. Like this, some data. In multi-level pointers, no, if the levels of the pointers are second level, third level, fourth level, okay, we can trace it. Which pointer is able to refer which pointer, that easily we can trace it. If the pointers level is a 10th level, if the pointers level is 15th level, is it possible for us to trace it? Which pointer is referring which pointer and which point is referring some other pointer there? Is a bit confusion or not? Is a bit confusion or not? So because of this type of features only, it's totally a bit confusion oriented feature. So pointers are giving confusion to the developers. It's not a simple feature. It's giving confusion to the confusion to the developers. So because of that reason, what I'm telling there, pointers are a bit of a confusion-oriented feature, but Java is a simple programming language. When it is a simple programming language, it should not allow all the confusion-oriented features in its programming. That's the main advantage of Java. All features of Java are very, very simple. If you have knowledge on C and C++, no, when you are learning Java, you may feel easy in the case of Java. When we are having some C and C++ background, you may feel easiness in the case of Java. Why? Because Java is using all the simplified syntaxes now. Java is not allowing all the confusion-oriented features. Because of this reason, pointers are not allowed in the case of Java. Moreover, this is somewhat against to the platform independent nature. But Java main theme is what their platform independent. Java main theme is what their platform independent. Because of this reason, the pointers are totally, completely against to the Java rules and regulations. So pointers are not allowed in the case of what their Java. I'll forget my point or not. So right, sir. Now these are the reasons here we can understand clearly. After completion of this particular point here, after understanding this, but I have a question now. I have a question, guys. All of you observe carefully my question now. Everybody, I have a question now. Please understand this diagram here. Right, sir. Understand this diagram here. All of you observe carefully. Now, for example, in C and C++, a variable is referring a block of memory. So that variable is a pointer variable. That's a concept in the case of C and C++. Understand it now. In case of Java, when I create a class A, some members are available inside the class A. We don't require these members immediately, but understand it, there is a class. For a class A, I'm going to create object for class A. A small a is equal to new a constructor. Object is not any other one. Object is a block of memory. Object is what there? A block of memory. Just I created an object for class K. A small a is equal to new a constructor. An object here we created. Understand it clearly. Next one is after that. When we create an object for the class A, what's going to be happen there? Object is nothing but again a block of memory. Object is what there? A block of memory. That block of memory is referred by a variable that is A. A block of memory is referred by a variable that is A. So literally how it is available in the same way it is existed. Now understand my point clearly. In Java, it is called as reference variable. In Java, this variable is called as what there? Reference variable. In C and C++, this variable is called as what there? Pointer variable. In C and C++, this variable is called as what there? Pointer variable. Observe carefully. So here my question is what there? In C and C++, a variable is a referring block of memory. So that variable is what there? Pointer variable. Okay. In the case of Java also, when we create an object for a particular class A, automatically here also be a variable is referring a block of memory. So why don't we call this variable is a pointer variable? How can we say pointers are not available in Java? Understand my question here? Clear? Point is very clear. Now try to understand the question. In C and C++, a variable is a referring block of memory. That's why this variable is what there? Pointer variable. In the case of Java also, what happened there? When we create an object for a particular class, there also be a block of memory is created. That block of memory is referred by a variable. In Java, that variable is called as what there? A reference variable. But my question is what there? In C and C++, a variable is referring block of memory. So that variable is a pointer variable. In the case of Java also, a variable is referring block of memory. That is an object. Why don't we call this variable is a pointer variable? How can you say pointers are not exist in Java? Of course, you might be using a different name. That's okay. But concept is same or not? The concept is same or not? The basic underlying content is same or not? So how can you say pointers are not exist in Java? How can we say pointers are not exist in Java? This is a question here. Right. If you want to answer for this question, first we have to understand what is reference variable in Java, how a reference variable is created in Java. After that, we will compare this reference variable with what their pointer variable. Then we are able to understand the content effectively. Sir, all of you get my point or not? First, we have to understand what is reference variable, how these reference variables are created in Java. After that, we will compare this reference variable with the pointer variable. Then we can identify whether both the pointer variable and reference variables are same or different. After that, we are able to understand that clearly. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? All right, sir. Now let us understand this point clearly. After that, understand this clearly. We need to understand how reference variable is created in Java. Right, sir. I want to provide this diagram, guys. Now try to observe this diagram clearly. So we need to have complete attention to understand this point now. Try to observe carefully. For example, here I have taken class A. Some data is available inside this class A. Class A, here we are having. Okay. All right, sir. Now I want to create an object for class A. A small a is equal to new a constructor, object created. This is an object creation statement in Java. Object is nothing but block of memory, not more than this. In Java, mainly we are going to use one type of memory. The type of memory is what there? Heap memory. In Java, we are able to use one type of memory, that is what there? Heap memory. Sir, all of you are following or not? In Java, we are able to use one type of memory. The type of memory is what there? Heap memory. Clear? Next one. To control this total heap memory, one person will be assigned. To control this total heap memory, one person will be assigned. Now, this person is heap manager. There is a person to control this total heap memory. That person is what there? Heap manager. Observe carefully. Next one is what there? To execute our Java program here, we need one more person. Who will execute this total Java program here? One more person is available. This person. Now tell me guys, who is executing Java programs now? Come on, who is executing Java programs? JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay. Now understand the flow of execution here. What I'm trying to say now. Everybody understand this flow of execution, or else now I want to keep this in a section here. Right, sir. Now here, what happened there? Next one. When JVM execute this particular intersection, when JVM is executing this particular intersection, especially new keywords, especially what there? New keyword. When JVM is executing new keyword. So JVM will identify object creation is required now. JVM will go to the class A where it will search for the memory size. It will identify the memory size, how much memory is required to create an object. After getting clarity on this memory size now, immediately JVM will send a request to heap manager about to create an object. Got my point or not? JVM will send a request to heap manager, request about object with the memory size. That request will be submitted to the heap manager with the minimum memory size. Then immediately what heap manager will do now? Heap manager will get that memory size information from JVM. Then it will search, it will check whether a block of memory is available, required block of memory is available in the heap memory or not by heap manager. Okay, if the required block of, say for example, 10 bytes of memory, if the required block of memory is available at heap memory, automatically an object will be created at heap memory. Object is nothing but memory block only, not more than that. Remember this point forever throughout our life. Object is not any other one. Object is what there? A block of memory where data will be stored. Now here a block of memory will be stored. A block of memory will be created for the sake of the JVM requirement at heap memory. Now I want to call this as what their object. Observe carefully. I'm asking one more point. In Java, how many objects we are going to create? Is there any condition for number of objects? Is that only one object we are creating in entire Java application, or more than one object we are creating? Definitely more than one object we are creating in our Java application or not? Say for example, 10 objects I created. 10 objects I created. When I created 10 objects, I have to access the data from each and every object or not? But to store the data or to access the data, each and every object must have some identity or not? You're all sitting here. I want to call persons individually. I need your identity or not? In the same way, 10 objects we are creating inside this memory, but for each and every object, some identity is required or not? Definitely some identity is required or not? That's the point I'm telling there, right? Exactly. Whenever we have created an object in the heap memory, when an object is created at heap memory, automatically heap manager will assign one unique identity in the form of an integer value. Heap manager will assign one unique identity in the form of an integer value. Say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heap manager will assign one unique identity in the form of like what there? An integer value. Like what there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get my point or not? Of course, this would be created by using some hashing mechanisms internally. This integer value is created by some hashing mechanisms internally. In other words, we can say it is a memory reference, but not address location. Memory reference. Some hashing mechanisms are available internally. That hashing mechanisms are used to create what there? This integer value. This is an unique identity for this particular object. This unique identity, which is created by heap manager in the form of an integer value, that integer value is called as what there? Hash code of the object. Maximum unique identity, unique value only for each and every object, but cases are available. Maybe chances are available to create the single identity for more than one object. 0.0001 cases are available, but maximum cases we are able to get what their unique identity for each and every object. But still I'm telling that 99% is unique, but chances are available 1% is no. More than one object may have the single identity, but that is a rare case. I never seen such kind of cases in my programs, but chances are available as per the content. Whatever it may be, up to now understand this is an unique identity. That unique identity created by heap manager for each and every object, that is what their hash code of the object. The hash code value is created by using some hashing algorithms internally. Internally, Java uses some hashing algorithms. As per that only, it able to create what their hash code value. That's clear up to now. Whenever this hash code value is created, immediately heap manager will take this hash code value. Heap manager will get this hash code value. Immediately, heap manager will send the hash code value to whom there? The hash code value will be submitted to whom there? To the JVM. Right, sir. The dash code value is available like this. Now the dash code value is submitted to JVM. Now what JVM is able to do, no? Observe carefully, guys. Now what JVM is able to do, no? JVM is converting this hash code value into JVM is converting this hash code value into its hexadecimal value. Say for example, AB56 is an hexadecimal value of what their hash code. JVM will get the dash code value from what there? JVM will get dash code value from heap manager. Then JVM will convert the dash code value into its hexadecimal form. Right, so now this is what their hexadecimal form. Hexadecimal form. Right, sir. 1 minute now. Here, this is like what their hexadecimal form. Hexadecimal form of hash code. Hexadecimal form of hash code is called as hexadecimal form of hash code is called as like what their reference value of the object. Hexadecimal form of hash code is called as what their reference value of the object. Now reference value is created or not? When a reference value is created, that reference value will be assigned to a variable. a reference value will be assigned to a variable. JVM will assign the reference value to what there? A variable. A variable which stores a reference value. A variable which stores reference value. That variable is called as like what there? A reference variable. That variable is called as like what there? A reference variable. A variable which shows reference value is called as what there? A reference variable. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? All right, sir. Now, finally, now tell me, we understood the reference variable. A reference variable is a variable which stores reference value of the object. Reference value of the object is what there? Hexadecimal form of hash code. Here, hash code is what there? Hash code is an unique identity provided by heap manager for each and every object. It is an integer value. It is not address location. It is not address location, but of course, that integer value is created by using hashing mechanism internally. But hashing mechanisms are having their own approach of creating this hash code value. Got my point or not? So finally, hash code is not address location. Reference value is not address location. The reference variable is not storing address location. So now we can understand a variable, a reference variable is able to refer an object by storing a reference value of the object. Reference value of the object is not address location. It's hexadecimal form of hash code. Where hash code is not address location, it's an unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of what there? An integer value. Sir, got my point or not? Now, this is what exactly the meaning of reference variable. Now, understand the difference between pointer variable and reference variable. No, pointer variable is able to refer a block of memory by storing address location. Pointer variable is able to refer a block of memory by storing what there? Address location. But a reference variable is able to refer a block of memory, that is an object, by storing what their object reference value. Reference variable is able to refer a block of memory by storing what their object reference value, not by storing address location. Object reference value is a hexadecimal form of hash code, where hash code is what there is an unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of what there? An integer value. Got my point or not? So this is what exactly the difference between like what there? Pointer variable and what next one? No, a reference variable. The data here we are getting clearly. Yes, sir. Got my point or not? Now understand the point here. So what is the actual question here? That actual question is in C and C++, a variable is referring a block of memory. So that variable is pointer variable. In the case of Java also, when we create an object for a particular class, a variable is a referring block of memory. That is an object. Why don't we call it as a pointer variable? How can you say pointers are not available in Java? For this, what is the answer here? No, pointer variable is different, reference variable is different. Pointer variable is able to refer a block of memory by storing address location. Reference variable is able to refer a block of memory, that is an object, by storing object reference value. Where what is that object reference value? Object reference value is what there? Hexadecimal form of hash code. Where what is that hash code now? Is an unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value. So hash code is not address location. Reference value is not address location. Reference variable is not address location then. So no chances of including pointers inside the Java. This is the overall discussion here we can understand. Now here we are getting the question. Another question is like what there? What is the question now? What are the differences between pointer variables and what are the differences between pointer variables and what their reference variables? Right, sir. This is the straightforward question here. We have to answer that. As we have seen the total discussion here, we have to give some answers clearly. First of all, we have to talk about like what there, where pointer variables are available and where reference variables are available. If you observe this clearly, pointer variables are existed in C and C++, whereas reference variables exist in Java, mainly in what there? Java. Pointer variables exist in C and C++ and reference variables are existed. Reference variables exist in what there? Java. Next one. Observe carefully. What pointer variables are able to do? What reference variables are able to do now? Pointer variables are able to refer a block of memory by storing address locations. Pointer variables are able to refer to a block of memory by storing what their address locations. But reference variables are able to refer a block of memory. Block of memory is what their object. Reference variables are able to refer a block of memory, object, memory in the sense object, by storing object reference value. Then again there is a question, what is object reference value? Where object reference value is hexadecimal form of what their hash code. Again there is a question, what is the hash code here? Where hash code is an unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value. Right, sir. Where hash code is a unique identity for each and every object. Where hash code is an unique identity for each and every object provided by heap manager in the form of what there? An integer value. Right, sir. Next one is after that. This is the meaning of like what there reference value and all the content here we understand. Next one here. Then after that, when these pointer variables are recognized and initialized, when the reference variables are recognized and initialized. All right, sir. Pointer variables are recognized and initialized at the time of compilation. Pointer variables are recognized and initialized at the time of what their compilation. Whereas reference variables are recognized and initialized at the time of what there? At the time of, right, so recognize the reference variables are recognized and initialized at runtime. At runtime, not at compilation time, at runtime. Right, sir. The next point here, what I'm telling to you, next point here. Which memory allocation is required for pointer variables and which memory allocation is required for the reference variables now? Pointer variables required static memory allocation, whereas reference variables required dynamic memory allocation. Reference variables required what their dynamic memory allocation. Like this we can continue any number of points here, but majorly these are the points here we can understand clearly. Right, so now this is what exactly the meaning of like what their pointers and their existency in the case of C, C++ and Java. Straightforward. The point is like what is the final information I'm telling there? Pointers are existed in the case of like what there C and C++, but pointers are not existed in the case of like what there Java. Not at all possible to have pointers in the case of what there Java. The total content here we understood clearly. Right, so then after that, this is about like what their fourth difference here, what we understood there. Next one, no, that fifth difference here. All of you guys understand this, no? Fifth difference is what there multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. What is that fifth point here? Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. The fourth point or fifth point now? Fifth point only. Right? Okay, fine. Overall, 9 number of points are available. 9 points are existed now. Then we have to understand this clearly. Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. Why? All of you observe carefully. First of all, what is this multiple inheritance? Whether it is possible in Java or not, that is a secondary. First of all, what is this multiple inheritance? Before this multiple inheritance, first of all, what is this inheritance? From where this inheritance is coming? First, we have to understand the basics. Then after that, we will think about it, whether multiple inheritance is possible or not possible in Java. All right, sir. Now, first of all, understand this point, no? Tell me, when a programming language is an object-oriented programming language, you have to give answer for it. When a programming language is an object-oriented programming language, right, sir. Observe carefully. If any programming language if any programming language allows to represent data in the form of objects by following object-oriented features, then that programming language, is object-oriented programming language. Understand the point here? Very simple. When a programming language is an object-oriented programming language, if any programming language allows to represent data is nothing but maybe 10 or 20 or maybe like what their employee numbers or maybe like what their employee names or employee details, all these are come under what their data. To represent this data, if you are using objects and their behaviors, if you are using objects and their principles, then the programming language is what their object-oriented programming language. Understand my point, Ken? Now observe one more point, Ken. In object orientation, there are 7 number of features. There are 7 number of features to represent data in the form of objects. There are 7 number of features to represent data in the form of objects. What are these 7 number of features? No. What are the 7 number of features? Observe carefully. First one is class. Second one is what their object. Third one is encapsulation. Next one is what their abstraction. Then after that, inheritance. Next one is polymorphism. Then next one is what their message passing. But most of the people are not recognized at the 7th one as an object-oriented feature, but it's also one of the feature. Even most of the people are not including all of them. Everybody they are thinking about only 4 features: encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and a polymorphism. But strictly speaking, all these features are available. All the 7 number of features are available. Understand my point, Ken? Now tell me, how many number of features are available in object orientation? No, overall 7 number of features are available. What are the 7 number of features? No, class, object, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. Out of all these features, what I required now, I need inheritance point. As I'm talking about multiple inheritance which is not available in Java, first we have to understand what is inheritance, what is the meaning of inheritance. Observe carefully. What exactly the meaning of inheritance, that we have to understand. Everybody understand this clearly. What is the meaning of this inheritance? No, right, sir. Observe carefully. It is a relation between classes. Observe carefully. Object-oriented programming in the sense classes only. Mainly we are going to write programs with what their classes only. Classes and interfaces, something else. Classes mainly we are going to write. So how we are going to declare the classes? No, for our clarity, I'm telling to you. Class is nothing but what their class. Say for example, student. Maybe we can say class customer. Like this. So many classes here we are going to write. Inside these variables and methods here we are going to write. Understand it? No? In this way we are able to prepare the classes now. Now what is the meaning of this inheritance? Here I'm telling to you. It is a relation between classes. It will bring variables and methods from one class to another class in order to improve code reusability. Come again, what is the meaning of this inheritance I have given there? It is a relation between classes. It will provide or bring variables and methods from one class to another class in order to improve what their code reusability. Observe carefully, I want to introduce some terminology from one class to another class. The class which is providing variables and methods, the class which is providing variables and methods, that is called as parent class. We may call it as base class, or we may call it as super class. Super class. These many terminologies are available. The class which is providing variables is called as parent class, base class, or super class. To another class, the class which is taking variables and methods, this is called as like what there, like a child class, or is also be called as a derived class, or is also be called as what there, subclass. These many names are available. So finally, inheritance is the relation between parent class and child class, base class and derived class, superclass and subclass. It will provide variables and methods from parent class to child class, or maybe superclass to subclass. It will bring variables and methods from parent class to child class in order to reuse, or maybe superclass to subclass in order to reuse. This is what exactly the meaning of like what their inheritance. All right, sir. Here itself, I'm giving one more conclusion. The main advantage of inheritance is code reusability. Declare one-time code, reuse any number of times. Not required to define the same code again and again. One time declare it and we can reuse that at anywhere else. This is the meaning of like what their code reusability. How, sir? How this code reusability is going on? How can you say that code reusability? How we are going to think about it? No, nothing else. Super class and child class here we are taking now. Declare the code in super class, reuse the same code in any number of subclasses without redeclaration. Understand my point here now? So declare code at super class, reuse the same code at any number of subclasses now. Observe carefully. So this is the basic awareness on like what their inheritance now. Right, sir. Understand this next point here. Initially, there are two types of inheritances. Actually, 5 types are available, but initially only 2 types of inheritances are available in object orientation. What are the 2 types of inheritances now? First one is single inheritance, and second one is like what there? Multiple inheritance. First one is what there? Single inheritance, and second one is like what there? Multiple inheritance. Understand my point here? There are 2 types of inheritances initially. But observe carefully, after that, on the basis of the above 2 types of inheritances, there are 3 more inheritances. 3 more inheritances are available after this. What are the 3 more inheritances? No. All right, sir. Now the next one is like what there? Multi-level inheritance. Next one is like what there? Hierarchical inheritance. Then hybrid inheritance. But these are not individual inheritances now. These are prepared on the basis of what there? Single and multiple only. By combining these inheritances, single and multiple, we are able to have 3 more inheritances. What are the 3 more inheritances now? Multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, then what next one? Hybrid inheritance. Overall 5 are available, but initially how many types are available? 2 types, single and multiple. On the basis of these two, 3 more inheritances are defined. Yes, sir. Got my point or not? That's okay, fine. Now observe carefully. Now here I required what there out of all these concepts here I required now first we have to understand what is single inheritance. What exactly the meaning of single inheritance? Right, sir. Just I want to give the definition, sir. What is a single inheritance? No, observe carefully. It is a relation between classes. Observe carefully. Single inheritance, I'm telling there. It is a relation between classes. Okay. It is a relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from only one superclass to one or more number of subclasses. It is a relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from only one superclass to one or more number of subclasses. So here we have condition on number of superclass only. We don't have any condition on what their number of subclasses. Here we have condition on number of superclasses only. We don't have any condition on what their number of subclasses. Please understand my point clearly. From only one superclass, if we are getting variables and methods to any number of subclasses, then that inheritance is called as what there? Single inheritance. Right, sir. Java does support single inheritance. Java does support what there is single inheritance. Okay. All right, so then how we are able to represent diagrammatically this single inheritance? How it is possible to represent diagrammatically this single inheritance? Observe carefully. Right, so now I want to save this. I required this one actually. Java 730 inheritance. All right, sir. How diagrammatically we are able to represent this in a single inheritance? No, observe carefully. I want to take one superclass. This is class A. Inside this class A, I want to take int I is equal to 10, void m1 method, some method or maybe function, whatever it may be. No, we are taking like this. Any number of subclasses here we can take. We don't have any conditional number of subclasses. We can take any number of subclasses. For example, I am taking only one subclass, but I don't have any conditional number of subclasses. I have conditional only one superclass. All right, sir. Any number of subclasses here we can take now. Now here I declare I variable and m1 method in superclass. Now this I want to take like what there class B. Inheritance is represented in the form of upward arrow, up arrow. Arrow header pod is always pointing superclass. Tile pod is always representing what their subclass. And technically, programmatically, inheritance is represented in the form of what keyword? Extends keyword. Means that class B extends A. But data will come from superclass to subclass only, but arrow is available in this direction only. This is a standard representation. Okay. We can reuse that variables and methods here now. I is equal to I plus 10. M1 method call here we can provide. This is the meaning of like what the reusability. Tell me guys, where I declared I variable and M1 method, in the superclass I declared variable and method. Where I am accessing this variable and method, in the subclass we are accessing what there, that variable and method. Got it or not? That means declared in superclass but reused in a subclass. So automatically code reusability is achieved or not? We achieved this code reusability or not? This is what exactly the meaning of like what there inheritance. This is the meaning of like what there inheritance. Single inheritance. It is possible in Java. The single inheritance is possible in Java. Right, sir. Anyway, my discussion is not completed here, but I need to remember this particular single inheritance. It is possible in Java. Then after that, we need to understand the next one is like what there multiple inheritance. Similar definition here I want to provide. What is this multiple inheritance actually? Remaining inheritances are not required. That multi-level, hierarchical, and hybrid is not required now. But I required only what there multiple inheritance. That's the point here. Why? Because I need to show why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. That point I have to show that. That's why I'm going to discuss up to multiple inheritance only here. In object orientation, we are going to discuss all the types of inheritances. A separate concept is available. Whoops. There we are going to discuss there. But as of now, here we have to understand what there multiple inheritance now. Right. So the point is very clear. It's the relation between classes. It will bring variables and methods from more than one superclass to one or more number of subclasses. Again here we don't have any conditional number of subclasses. We have conditional what their number of superclasses. It is a relation between classes. It will bring variables and methods from what is this no more than one superclass to one or more number of one or more subclasses. We don't have any conditional number of subclasses. We have conditional what their number of superclasses. Sir, got my point or not? All right, sir. It's okay. Definition is okay, but I need to go for the diagrammatic representation here. It may take some time. Why it is not available in Java, then why these concepts are available. That points I will discuss within tomorrow. Then tomorrow I'll finish it, and within half an hour, in the first half an hour, I'll discuss about this topic there. Once it is completed, then after that we'll go for next few more points. Small topics are available. We are going to understand it now. Right, sir. That's all for today. We'll see the remaining content tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see the remaining part. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Guys, and within a few days this link is going to be changed there. If any of you are not registered for the course, then please register for the course immediately. Within 1 or 2 days of them, this link is going to be changed, guys. Please recognize it what I'm telling you know. This link is not going to be available for more time. Within a few days of time, the link is going to be deleted, expired. Then private link will come. Please register for the course if you are not yet registered. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.